Ed, you're the owner of Mark II Bikes, and it's an absolute privilege for me to come here to the Andover, Hampshire headquarters of the company. As you know, I've had one of your bikes, the X-Cross, for 4 years, but I'm seriously thinking of buying a Scrambler because I do spend a lot of time off-road in parks mostly, on gravel and going through grass for some reason, don't ask why, and down canal towpaths. And somebody told me that maybe a Scrambler would be good, but I'm not sure of the main differences between the Scrambler and an X-Cross. Can you explain? The first thing I notice is that the X-Cross has got a nice little stand, but tell us what the main differences are.
Yeah, well, we get asked that a lot, Andy. The X-Cross is what we call a hybrid. So that's a cross between a road bike and an off-road bike. The Scrambler is a pure off-road bike. So the decision that you make as to what sort of bike you want really does depend on what sort of riding that you're going to be doing. So I know you ride a lot in London. If you're riding in towns, a hybrid is better because you've got narrower tyres, so they speed along the tarmac more easily. You've got a suspension fork for the bumps, but you've got a good all-round bike. You've got lights integrated, you've got a rack, you've got a stand. So it's what we call an all-rounder. The Scrambler is an off-road bike, and that is really where you would use it in places where the hybrid perhaps wouldn't be up to it.
So I notice you've got bigger tyres.
Yep.
And you've got knobbly tyres. You seem to have a bigger motor, and you seem to have a bigger disc for the brakes. Are they all what help to make the Scrambler more off-road friendly?
It does, exactly. So the hybrid is almost in a way a compromise if you're going off-road. It'll do the light tracks and trails, but if you're going to go into some heavier trails off-road, some gravel tracks where you need more grip and more strength, then something like the Scrambler's got wider tyres, as you noticed, knobbly tyres, wider, so it's better in very soft conditions, whereas the X-Cross would tend to get bogged down. The fork is designed, it's got more travel in it, so it's more giving, again, in a more extreme situation. And the motor has a bit more torque to help you out when you need it. And overall, with a stronger frame, it's really designed to do more off-road than on-road.
Yeah, the frame looks completely different, actually. Now I'm looking closely at it.
It's a very strong frame. It's a more expensive frame to make than we have on the hybrid bike. And it's obviously designed to be punished on rocky, tough terrain.
But you've got the same handlebars on both bikes.
Similar, very similar.
Can you interchange the options as you have on this one with the central mounted display and the comfy seat? I don't know if you want a comfy seat on an off-road bike. But
we can tailor all our bikes to suit the customer. So if this saddle isn't to your taste, we can put a comfy saddle on. We can do a slightly more swept back handlebar if that suits your riding style. And we can even put mud guards on it and a side stand.
And some people do actually use a Scrambler just on the road because they like the look of it, don't they? Let's face it. Like some people like to buy a 4x4 even though they're never going to go off-road in their lives. And they just like the look of a nice chunky car.
Yeah. It's a cool looking bike. And we can actually fit some road tyres to make it, if you're going to be riding mainly in town, but you like the look of it, we can put some hybrid tyres on it, some nice fat tyres, and it completes the whole look.
I'm going to have a really good think about this because I am going off-road more and more, nothing extreme, but on gravel. And the other day I was actually in a park in London at the top of a hill. It was very dusty and dry. And I was going down and I started skidding and it was a bit hairy. I think I might have to buy a Scrambler as well as my X-Cross. What do you think?
I think everybody should have one of each. Absolutely.
Each. And why not?
Why
okay.
Not? Horses for courses.
Right. Well, I noticed that, or I know that you've not got just the one Scrambler. You've actually got two models. So shall we have a look at the other model and compare the two?
Great idea.
Let's do it.